What up, Dokkaners? In this video, we're going to be discussing the 8-year anniversary again, but this time through a different lens, the free-to-play side. When it comes to free-to-play in general, one of the major components of the free-to-play experience in Dokkan is knowing which units to boost their super attacks through free-to-play means, and which units to boost their super attacks through using a precious resource. Those pesky KAIS, those Elder KAIS, those Grand KAIS, the Sleeping KAIS, you name it. With this celebration being one of the biggest of the year, there's going to be so much demand for KAIS. Will free-to-play players be able to keep up? Will you guys be able to take care of every single unit that you need in this celebration? That is going to be the primary focus of today's video as we continue the 8-year anniversary preview series, folks. We are 20 days away from the start of the 8-year anniversary, and the hype just continues to build. And if you guys are enjoying the content, if you guys are enjoying the preview series videos that I've been making, the breakdowns to help out new players, veteran players alike, make sure you guys subscribe. I am trying to hit 70,000 subscribers before the start of the 8-year anniversary. So that's 20 days away. I know it's a lofty goal. I like setting crazy goals because I just don't feel like if you set a very, very reasonable goal, if you reach it, you don't truly earn it. So I got to make my goals insane. Can we reach it? I think we can, because honestly, the support has been insane recently. The feedback, the comments, everybody coming back to the game, it's been a generally very positive experience on my channel, and I would like those good vibes to continue. So if you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe, like the video too. It really helps me out tremendously. You guys have no idea. I really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. With that being said, let's dive in. Free-to-play Dokkan. Now, I'm not going to cover every single facet of the free-to-play experience because it's a lot and it's going to be a little overwhelming. This video might end up being like 30-40 minutes. I am going to try to work on a beginner's guide for Dokkan. That is going to be a project that I try to do because I don't have as much time to edit like I used to, but I will try. But for now, we're going to keep things a little bit more focused on the super attack grinding. But before that, a couple of very obvious things. The whole point of free-to-play Dokkan is to maximize profits while minimizing expenses, right? You want to gain the most that you can out of your summons while minimizing your stone expenses, either through summons or through other play means. Like if you're burning stones to boost up stamina for link leveling, that is unfortunately, it's a thing that people have to do. But during these anniversaries, with how many stones you're going to be gaining, that's going to be less and less of an issue, which is a good thing. But for things like, when you lose a Dokkan event and you are at a game over screen and you just burn a stone to restart from that point and continue, things like that you would want to avoid. So the very, general common sense sort of concepts do apply. I do want to point out that the ticket summon is also something that we should discuss. I talked about this before. I'll say it again. There's a free summon. There's a paid summon. Free-to-play players especially, do not spend your stones on this summon right away. This is going to be available to you as soon as the celebration. Actually, I don't know if it's exactly when the celebration starts, maybe a couple of days into it. But basically, at the beginning of the 8-year anniversary, you will be given this 300 stone summon right away. The ticket version will not be obtainable until part 3 once you complete the missions. There are 50 tickets. You need to obtain all 50 in order to do it, and you can't do that until you get to part 3. Each part will be giving you a set of tickets for you to earn. So the whole point of this is for them to entice you to use the stones, your precious stones, to summon, whereas you could just wait and get it for free. And that's kind of one of the many things that gacha games do to you. They will present the end goal right away, and if you spend your way there, you can get it as soon as you want. Or you could do it the free-to-play way, which requires more discipline, more patience. You could get to the same end goal, but a little bit longer. So I would recommend that all of you guys who are free-to-play to save your stones. The reason why I say this is simply because in the grand scheme of things, yes, this does give you 3 guaranteed LRs. 77 units is pretty spectacular. The amount of units that you could potentially be pulling in terms of these featured units, and of course the unfeatured LRs, are off the charts. But is it worth it when compared to the amount of multis and possible units you could be gaining from these dual Dokkan Festival banners with all of their insane discounts and the part 2 carnival summons? It all just depends on how many stones you end up using. Like if you're having a really good time summoning here, do you really want to be sparing 300 stones for the possibility of getting some LRs? Yeah, Golden Freeze is great. What are the chances you get them? Yeah, Fusions of Monsters is great. What are the chances you get them? What are the chances you get the LRs that you want, right? And if you're a brand new player, obviously you'll be probably getting something new along the way, no matter what you pick up. But is it worth it in comparison to the possibility of getting these guys? I personally don't think so. I used to think it was. I will admit throughout the years, I have changed on that philosophy. So that is why I suggest, you don't have to listen, but I strongly suggest that you do not spend your stones until the end of the anniversary. There should be no 77 summoning happening right away. It should only be happening during part 3, towards the tail end of the anniversary, once you have obtained your free-to-play version of the summons, and once you have come to terms with all of your summons during the 8-year anniversary itself. Let me just close this window down. Subscribe to the channel. I love you guys. All right, let me close that down. So that is why I think you guys should hold off on this. And I think this is going to be a big topic of discussion for a lot of people. So hopefully that just sort of nips it in the bud. So other than that, other free-to-play things that are pretty obvious, all of the Extreme Z battles are sort of self-contained. If you have the units, you will also obtain the means to boost their super attacks for free within the confines of the event. So these KAIS are basically just a net zero. They cancel each other out. Unless you are an experienced Dokkan player who's been around for a long time and you farmed up super attack 5s of some of these guys, this isn't really going to be a factor. But there's a lot of free-to-play store events. Let's just jump in. Let's take a look at my little guide here. I wrote everything down. See, I do my homework to bring these videos to you guys to make it very easy for you guys to digest. You can pause this if you want, but we'll start off by just talking about the new units. The free-to-play units, there are going to be 3 free-to-play units obtainable during the 8-year anniversary for veteran players. The TUR Hercule, getting an EZA, by the way, which we discussed. The LR Babidi, who does the standby into Majin Vegeta, is also going to be getting an EZA. Free-to-play unit, by the way. And the collectible, the commemorative 8-year anniversary base Goku doing the Spirit Bomb. This is the new collectible for this year. That is going to be obtainable through logins and missions. These 2 are obtainable during story events. So that is basically the free-to-play experience for this celebration in terms of new units. But then, if you're a brand new player, or depending on what level you are, up to 24 more units can be obtained during this celebration. And what that means is basically all of these story events that they're giving you throughout the entire celebration. It's mainly in the countdown portion. So honestly, if you're brand new, you are going to be very busy during this countdown. All of these events are going to be available throughout the entire celebration. Every single story event gives around 2 units. The average, I think, goes to about 2 units. There's 2 here, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 4, 1, 1, 1. So there are so many units here. A lot of them have hidden potential orbs also in their own events that can boost up their stats and everything. This alone will keep you busy. Tons of stones, tons of missions, and tons of units. And the reason why I say this is because recently a lot of you guys have been telling me during my live streams, Toon, I don't have enough units to do Super Battle, or I don't have enough units doing Ultimate Clash. This is where that starts to change. This is what you have to start doing so that you can obtain more units. You can have more foot soldiers going into all these different events to take on all of these different challenges. And I think it's important that you guys do this now, because as you might have seen from some of my other videos, free-to-play grinding is a very important aspect of Dokkan, especially moving forward when other free-to-play LRs receive EZAs, or certain events in general require limited units to be used. These free-to-play units will come in quite handy. So you should be doing this. You can also earn up to 25 if you include the free redstone that you get on first login. But now let's take a look at the banners themselves. So the Dual Dokkan Festival, Spirit Bomb Z and Spirit Bomb GT for part 1. These 2 banners have some of the nicest featured lists you will ever see. The new units cannot be super attack farmed. Why? Because there is no free-to-play alternative in existence that is called Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. It doesn't exist. There is no Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Piccolo. And in fact, there is no free-to-play alternative for any of these units except for the Gogeta, and actually the Gamma 1, but in a very limited capacity, so that basically doesn't count. It's just the Gogeta, which is why you are going to need 28 KAIS just for the 2 new units, the 8-year anniversary headliners, 19 for the LR, 9 for the TUR. Why are there 2 brackets here? Okay. Then only 1 out of the 8 featured SSRs can be farmed up to Super Attack 10. That too, if you are farming these guys out, or obviously you can get the Gogeta to Super Attack 10, you still need another 10 when he gets to the LR form, because from TUR to LR, it's a Super Attack 10 to Super Attack 20 jump. You need KAIS. So just on this banner alone, you need 28 KAIS for the new units, and then depending on your, how new you are, you're going to need a whole lot more for all of these guys. 9, 19, 19, 19, 19, 10, 19, and 9. That is a lot. That is a lot just right here. Then we move on to the Spirit Bomb GT. Same exact situation, only it's a little bit more free-to-play friendly on the featured list here. There are 3 units. Actually, wait, no, I think there are more. Are they? Let me see. 3 or 5? 3. So on this one, the headliner units cannot be super attack farmed for free. That means 28 more KAIS are going to be needed, 19 plus 9. 3 out of the 8 features can be farmed up to super attack 10, which is great. Then we go into the part 2 carnival banners. Now, we're not yet talking about which banners are better. That will be in a separate video, but we're going to speed things along here. Goku can be super attack farmed up to super attack 10. Then when you go from the T-War to the LR, you're going to need some KAIS to help you. Otherwise, you're working with 5% odds, 2% odds. That's just not going to cut it. So at this point, KAIS are just better. 7 out of the 9 featured SSRs can be farmed to super attack 10, which is nice. Same goes for the Kid Gohan super attack 10. You can do for free. 10 KAIS then needed. 5 out of the 9 features can also be super attack farmed for free. In total, 76. You're going to need 76 KAIS. If you do the bare minimum and farm out the Gohan and the Goku, assuming you summon and get them, you need 76 KAIS to boost all of these 6 new 8-year anniversary units. At least 76. If you don't want to do this, you'll need more. And then, of course, depending on which units you either have or don't have that are featured, you are going to need even more KAIS. 76 KAIS. That's a lot. 76 super attack boosts. Do you have the means to do that? If you're brand new, probably not. If you're free to play, you might. If you've been Dokkaning responsibly for a while, if you've been following the channel for a while, you probably have. But now let's take a look at the celebration itself. Now, the calculations are by no means 100% accurate. I did do the best that I could with the time that I had. But from my calculations, at least 96 KAIS can be obtained during the 8-year anniversary. And that's not even counting sleeping KAIS. All of these KAIS that I've calculated are ones that are either Grand KAIS or Elder KAIS, which means guaranteed super attack boosts. So if you count those and possible room for error with some of my calculations, and then all of the sleeping KAIS that you can get, which I think are at least 30, you are looking well over 100 KAIS during this celebration, which is going to account for the new units and then some. So a lot of good stuff happening during this celebration. All that basically means is you got to stay on top of all of the content. 6 KAIS can be farmed from these 2 story events. Remember that countdown celebration I was talking about? The free-to-play bonanza happening during all this? This event gives you KAIS along with 3 units. These 2 can give you coins. Actually, can this one do it? Yeah, these 2 I think can give you the coins needed to buy KAIS. And they, of course, have their own free-to-plays in there. 30 KAIS, 5 KAIS of each type, Grand KAIS, can be bought from the coin shop. Now, the coin shop is a big part of the celebration because throughout the celebration, you're going to be earning this 8-year anniversary commemorative coin. You can earn almost 600 of them, courtesy of Proton. He helped me out with the calculations. JP received 591 coins, at least. There could be more because we didn't account for like miscellaneous rewards and whatnot. But through missions and logins, they received almost 600 coins. You need a total of 300 to buy all 30 KAIS, which you will be able to do. So if you need more super attack boosts, there's your option right there. Now, for me personally, I always prioritize picking up all the collectible units because I'm a collector. I like to have all of them. But if you guys don't care about that sort of thing, because these guys have no impact on like the meta at all. This is really just if you're a veteran Dokkaner who wants to collect everybody. KAIS will be a great option. Hidden potential orbs down here is what I personally choose because I am a veteran Dokkaner of many years. So, you know, it all just depends on where your priorities are at. But if you want those KAIS, they are there for you for 300 coins. You can still buy other things after buying these 300 coins worth of KAIS. So there's a great option for you. Then 9 KAIS can be obtained from all 8-year anniversary missions. Now, this was a bit surprising because when I was looking through DokkanInfo.com, I was expecting to see more Elder KAIS, but there really weren't. So there were 8 or 9 total KAIS just from the guaranteed super attack boost, 3 Elders, and then a bunch of Grand KAIS, 1 of each type, with an extra 1 for Int. And then there were also a ton of sleeping KAIS. Again, I'm not counting those because those are not absolute. Those are chance-based, 30%. But, you know, if you're lucky, 30 sleeping KAIS could potentially net you 2 full super attack 10 TURs. It's happened in the past for me. Maybe it could happen for you. 5 Elder KAIS will be happening or be given out during the comeback campaign rewards. 1 AGL Grand KAI during the login bonus. I think this actually could be 1 of each type. I believe that's probably what it is. There would be no reason for them to just give us 1 AGL KAI and then give nothing else. So honestly, I should amend this and say it is 1 Grand KAI of each type. So 1 of each. So it's actually, that right there gives us 100. I think that gives us 100, yeah. That would technically put us at 100. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. 100 KAIS. All right, cool. So there's that from the login. Then we've got 27 Elder KAIS from all of the challenge event missions. Now I went through looked at all the mission rewards, found all the KAIS that I could. I might have missed a couple, but I think I covered everything pretty well. There's going to be 3 total burst modes during the anniversary, along with Clash, Infinite Dragon Ball History, yada yada yada. Almost 30 KAIS just from this. I am not counting any of the Extreme Sea battles, like I said, because they all offset one another. They're all total net 0, so we don't count those. 8 Elder KAIS will be given out during the 8-year anniversary thank you rewards. I have no doubt in my mind they will give this to global players. There is no reason for them to change this on global. 8 is the magic number. Why would they go away from that? These are all of the KAIS that I have counted for sure. So just right there, we've already way exceeded the amount that we need to boost up the new units. So with this 24 extra KAIS, at least you will not only be able to boost up the new units, but not everybody, but a good chunk of the others as well. So this is going to be a great time for a lot of you guys to spend these KAIS instead of having to summon for them. Now, moving past that, there's going to be even more ways to get KAIS depending on where you are or depending on what we get outside of the celebration. The World Tournament happened during part 2 of JP's 8-year anniversary, not because that was the intended plan originally. It was because the fan meetup took place before the 8-year, right when the World Tournament was supposed to happen. So as a result, it got pushed into the celebration itself. Now, a couple of you tunes pointed that out. I didn't mention it in previous videos, so thank you guys for clarifying. I forgot to mention it. So because of this, I am posting this video before Global's pre-8-year anniversary part 2 details release. We could very well receive a World Tournament in the upcoming part 2 details, or this could also happen for Global during 8-year. Either way, this could give us 11 plus KAIS during World Tournament, along with 50 Dragonstones, by the way. You can earn at least 1 KAI from ranking 300,000 in the world. If you rank higher, you will earn more KAIS. That's why I have the plus here. 5 KAIS from missions, another 5 KAIS from missions. So World Tournament just not only gives you stones, but also gives you KAIS, which is great. New players, if you have not done any Incredible Gem grinding, you need to remember that you can obtain 52 Elder KAIS from the Incredible Gem Shop as of now. 30-4 is the best place to farm green gems. 29-6 is the best place to farm blue gems. Here's the distribution of all of those rewards. Then also you can obtain 1 extra KAI from the story event. This is listed among the many story events that are available during the countdown portion of the celebration. So I went through and I looked through everything to see whatever I could find. This is all I could get. So if I missed anything, I apologize, but this is a pretty good representation for how many KAIS you can farm out throughout the celebration. And then there will be even more inevitably, depending on whatever celebration happens preceding the 8-year anniversary. We still have to get part 2's details. Global players, I am sort of time gating this video by saying this, but you know, if this is obviously past that point when you're watching this, don't just, you can just ignore this part. But during the final celebration before 8-year, we are going to have 1 more legendary summon, and with that legendary summon there are going to be some events, perhaps an Extreme Z battle, perhaps a burst mode, perhaps chain battle, super battle road, you name it, which means inevitably a handful of extra KAIS. So if you guys are watching this before 8-year anniversary, which most of you should be, then whatever stones and KAIS you can obtain from that celebration, make sure to do that. Don't worry about summoning, just save up. That's all that we care about, because that is how you Dokkan responsibly, people. 76 KAIS versus 100. I would say that we very easily offset the KAI demand when it comes to the new units. We are going to be ready. Are we not? Are we not? Are we not? Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the free-to-play Dokkan experience as of late? This is year 8 in Dokkan's timeline. If you guys have been around for a few years, how do you think the free-to-play experience for Dokkan players has evolved or regressed, depending on your viewpoint? Let me know your overall thoughts. Let me know how many KAIS you have in your box right now in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know when I see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.